Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to free community light hours with me. My name's Nancy. Well, actually, I'm going to change my name here. I didn't do that yet. One important Zoom logistic. So my name on the Zoom screen right now is Nancy Sheridan, which is actually legally accurate. I have been married for more than 10 years, and I do go by Nancy Perry. And you know, the passport thing is a big deal. I've like always got a trip planned, so I've never legally changed the name because of the passport. And one day. So my name is Nancy Sheridan Perry or Nancy Perry, and I'm here with my dear friend and colleague, Jenny Noonan. And we are hosting free community light hours tonight on the topic of overcome the overwhelm, specifically here for the holidays. So Jenny and I, as I mentioned, she's my dear friend. We have been friends for more than a decade now. And when we became friends, we were blessed enough to both have this work as something that individually connected us to ourselves and also to each other. So this work has really been at the foundation of our friendship for the past plus decade. And we've never gotten to lead light hours together or something exactly like this. We've led lots of yoga teacher trainings and things together, and it's been a long time. So Jenny, I'm so excited to get to this with you and share something that is a huge conversation that Jenny and I are in all the time personally with y'all. So I just want to pause and say hi to Al. I just saw you come on, Al Landon. Good to see you. So Jenny and I are in a never ending, y'all probably have one of these with some of your friends, text thread with me and Jenny, and then our other dear friend Mallory. It's called we named our text thread Positive Pattern Detected, because at the time Jenny was on this like food app, right? And it would like,
I was tracking my macros. I was trying to learn how to track my macros, and every time I like tracked something more than like 3 times, it was like positive pattern detected cauliflower, or like positive pattern detected cheese. I got another one today that was for sour cream, and I was like, okay, cool.
Sour cream is a positive pattern, says that app. So so that's the name of our thread, is Positive Pattern Detected, because we decided that everything we were doing was causing positive patterns. So
yes.
Positive Pattern Detected minus Mallory is here to share with y'all one of our most commonly discussed topics among our group of 3, and also something that we're just deeply passionate about. So I heard a quote, this was years ago. It was one of those things that I heard in passing that resonated with me so deeply. And I believe it was from Brendan Burchard, who is a gentleman in the personal development world. And he was coaching someone, I believe it was him, and he shared with someone, you know what? He was like, when I find that I'm in overwhelm, the thing that's missing for me is boundaries. I was like, oh, I kind of cross-checked that for myself. And I was like, yeah, that resonates. And as we'll discover tonight, boundaries don't only have to do with people, right? Boundaries have to do with places, things, thoughts, patterns, even emotions. So there are certain things when we feel overwhelmed that it's time for us to put a boundary around, or to recreate a boundary around ourselves and for ourselves within our sacred space. So we'll talk more about that tonight. And something that's really important for me to declare off the bat, as the theme tonight is overcoming the overwhelm, with the theme of boundaries in the background, is that boundaries, when we talk about them in particular at Lightyear, there's 2 things that in my experience make our boundaries, conversation and tools, unique and just really pleasant and beautiful and supportive for all people. And the first is that boundaries here in the way we use them, exist to help you love other people more, not less. So we often think like, oh, I've got to have this boundary because I just can't stand this person and I got to get them away. And that is just not gonna help you feel connected to your best self, which is the intention of boundaries, one of the intentions of boundaries. So sometimes we can love people from way, way better from further away. And it's that unconditional love, right? So you can love someone without texting them, talking to them, you can love someone without trusting them. So unconditional love, boundaries exist for you to be able to love other people more and really stay connected to your, whatever your source of unconditional love is. That's the first thing. And the other thing that I'm really passionate about with boundaries is it's not only about what we're keeping out. It's also about what we're pulling in and what we want to keep close. So that's also a big part of what we're going to be talking about tonight is what's most important to you during the holidays. What do you say is most important to you? What do you want to feel? What do you want to be connected to? And starting by pulling that in close and then allowing that to support you in what you say no to and what you say yes to, from a logistical communication standpoint. So that's a little bit of context for what we're going to be doing today and why it's so important to us. And some of y'all, like, I don't know, I'm guessing like Bertha, she's like, I didn't read the description, I just signed up for this thing, right? So she's like, I'm there. So that's probably a lot of y'all on this call. And the description that Jenny wrote and did an excellent job writing, when I read the description, I was like, yeah, I want this. And I was like, okay, good thing I'm leading it. So the things that we want you to be able to leave with tonight are, one, how to be able to communicate what you want over this time. And this is a really important time to learn this in a new way, because the holidays for most of us are a time where inherited legacies or inherited traditions or expectations are really up, right? It's a time that's really focused around traditions for a lot of us, which is like alert, legacy alert, right? And legacies aren't bad. The whole thing here is we just want to be in choice around them. Legacies can be beautiful. They can be a gift, and they can also be a burden if we're not in choice around them. So how to communicate what you want. A really powerful tool for setting healthy boundaries that many of y'all are familiar with. We're going to go over the tool called I Am You Are. A plan to recharge. So we're going to come together and get some great ideas for how to recharge and reset over the holidays. And then also that you'll leave with a picture of the holiday season that gets you excited about what you are going to keep close and what you want. So those are the things that we're going to support you with tonight. And yeah, I think I'll pause there. We've got some stories and stuff to share with y'all that I know will help illustrate what we're going to do. But for now, Jenny, I'll pass it over to you if you want to share a little bit about what you're seeing for tonight, and then kick us off.
Yeah, thanks for all of that, Nancy. It was so great. You know, the thing that I see for myself and the experience that I have hearing about the holidays with other people and what people are dealing with and going through and all of that is that it's challenging. It's a challenging time. And as a kid, it felt easy because I wasn't in charge of anything. I just showed up and got presents and like ate cookies and hung out, and it was great. And hey, Willow. And what there is that I see and that I want to create for my family and my children and help other people create for themselves is really the opportunity to be in creation, to be in choice. And around the holidays, what that looks like is being able to say, like, yeah, I don't want to do that thing anymore. Just because we've done it for 20 years doesn't mean I want to do it anymore. It doesn't, like, nobody likes it. Nobody likes eating this thing. So my family, I'll tell you this, my family is Swedish. My mom's family, like all four of her grandparents came to America from Sweden. And in Sweden, at Christmas time, one of the things that they brought with them and continue to do here was they eat something called lutefisk. Does anyone know what that is? Have you heard of it? So lutefisk is cod, the fish, that's been soaked in lye for like a week in like someone's bathtub. And yeah, not super appetizing sounding. I've never had it because my grandmother was like, I'm not doing that anymore. This is disgusting. Nobody likes it. I don't want to make this. So I've never had it. So I don't know, Alicia, to answer your question, which bathtub do we use? But it can be like that we can say like, I don't want to do the lutefisk anymore. I don't want to eat this weird, dry, salty fish. Like, I want something else. And that as we especially are like creating our lives as leaders, like each one of you is a leader in your life in some way, whether you lead yourself or you're leading yourself and children, or you're leading friends, that you're a leader in some way in your life. And that while there is so many opportunities, so many things to choose from, really like a smorgasbord, if we're going to like tie the Swedish thing in this time of year, that we really get to choose, and we get to pull the things closer that matter to us. And we get to start to say, you know what, actually, I'm not going to do that anymore. Actually, I'm going to just pick up something from the honey baked ham store instead. But I'm not going to do the week-long soaking fish in a bathtub.
Ew.
Yeah. So that's what we're up to. And that it can be the really like, the thing that I want to offer to you is that it can be easy. This can be easy. You know, there can be this overwhelming part of the holiday season, and it just doesn't have to be, because one of the things that you could choose instead is for it to be easy.
Yeah. And in one moment, Jenny's going to lead us through a vision exercise around what we do want. And, you know, what I heard, Jenny, in your story is it is sometimes easy to notice what we don't want. Like, I don't want the codfish, or what codfish.
Yeah,
I just
cod.
I couldn't even be with it. Okay. Codfish. So I don't want that. And then that's kind of where some tension starts to build. And when we start to communicate from that place, it doesn't always feel so great. So getting clear on like, for the holidays, I really want food that I can enjoy. I really want to enjoy a bath close to the holidays also. So maybe cooking fish in there.
Without my cod.
So it's like knowing what we do want. Then we can start to say to people, hey, this is what I want. So this is what I'd like to do this year. Leading with what we want, both for ourselves and other people, really supports the boundaries. They start to fit in around the things that we want. And so I'm here in Denver. Oh, I did not mention this. If you're like, what weird background is she in? I'm at my yoga studio here in Denver in the laundry room. I wanted to lead this call, and this was the only room that was available. So just so you know, that's where I am here in this laundry room. That I'm here for one of the things for the holidays that I really want for myself this year, that I'm like, this is the thing I want the closest to me, that I know will go away if I don't put my attention on it, is my health and my well-being and my restedness. And so I'm here in Denver, and I was leading a workshop here till pretty late last night for me. And usually when I'm here, I would take everyone's class no matter the hour of the day, so they would know that I support them and do all, you know. And knowing that what is most important to me, the thing I want closest, is my health and my well-being, I knew that I had to say no to the 6 a.m. class today. So I just communicated that with love. And I wasn't like, hey, listen, I'm not coming. End of story. I was like, hey, you know, this is what I'm really focusing on right now. It would be the thing that would tend to go out for me. So I would love to come, and I'm going to say no so I can focus on that. And she's like, great. And even if she wasn't like, okay, great, I would still know I was doing the right thing. Right. So it's that knowing what you want here is really one of the things we're going to support you in leading the call with tonight.
Yeah. And that whatever you want and that you see for yourself in this picture that we're going to create is good. It's like, it's perfect. It's whole. And there can be in that communication, that expression of like, this is what I really see, and this is what I want, and this is how I want to co-create, you know, in this space. And that there doesn't have to be an apology with it. There doesn't have to be like, I'm sorry that this is what I want. I'm sorry that I don't want to eat the cod. I'm sorry for wanting to change the plans. That it really can be from this place of wholeness and power, of knowing that when you can get connected to that space, when you can see that vision, when you're doing the thing that's right for you, you will be doing the thing that's right for everyone. Because if you haven't noticed this yet, you can just really like look around and see it. The thing that doesn't create magic around the holidays is people that are walking around resentful and angry that they're doing things they don't want to do. That's not magical. Right? And for me, that's my the thing that I remind myself. It's like, yeah, it's not magical for my kids if I'm just like walking around pissed off all the time. And then I'm like, okay, well, let's get in the car and go look at the Christmas lights. And come on, everyone, we're gonna go. It's like, that's not fun for anybody, and it's not magical, and it's real, and it's not what I want. So let's do this. I would love to hear like 1 or 2 people reflect back, just to get us grounded in the space before we head into the vision work. You could, if there's anything that you're seeing or in the experience of, I'd love to hear it. Anything that you're discovering for yourself.
Willow's got a hand. Oh, Ashley and Willow are both. I love it because you're both doing an old school hand raise. I just love seeing a regular hand. But Ashley's off mute. Let's go to Ashley and then we'll go to Willow.
Perfect.
Okay. I guess I'm finding I'm in my early 30s. I'm 33, right? I'm gonna say it's early 30s. I'm finding that I'm coming into a new place in my life as this adult. And the opportunity to be in choice, really listening to having the moment to say, I have a decision here in my life, and then also focusing into like what I really want, and then choosing that, that choice of what I really want. It's such a powerful combination right now. And I'm super excited about boundaries because I went through my 20s just pushed around, in my corporate career, just do, you're learning, you don't know, never be too, don't try too much, don't be too smart. And now in my 30s, I just feel like I'm putting my boundaries up. Okay. Like, this is what I want. And so I've gone through everything that I don't want, and I kind of have a good idea of what I do want. And I'm excited about it. And I can't wait to look at the holidays with boundaries in mind and have peacefulness.
Love that. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, Willow.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley, for sharing that. Because, right, like even as an adult, like I just turned 46, Ashley. Like I still am like, it's okay for me to be in choice. Right. And so you being at 33, like snaps to you, like, this is my choice and taking that step now. Amazing. So yeah, I'm literally, let me take my background off. So let me just share with you. Okay.
Are you decorating cookies?
Yeah. Like these are all cookies. Right. So fun fact, I used to manage a bakery and make decorated cookies. Like that was part of my job in the holidays. And, like a lot of 60, 70 hours of decorating cookies. Crazy. And so my husband every year asked me to make cookies for his direct reports. And each year I say, yes, like I'll do it for you. Right. Like I want him to look good. I love my husband, all the things. And I enjoy making the cookies. And each year I get into it and I'm like, it's gonna be my last year. It's gonna be my last year. Just because of the timing. So literally today, I had the discussion with him as I'm at this table, and I looked at him and I said, I really do enjoy making cookies, and this is it. Next year, please do not ask me to make the cookies. That I'm finishing high, like love your people. And if I choose to send them to the people that I know, like he works with, that we are personal friends with, I'll send them to them. And I was in the decision, like, nope, I'm done. Like, we're good. And I do feel like, I just let it be. So thank you. Cause like you're spot on, Jenny, with the fish and the things. I'm like, we're done. Yeah, exactly. Harry and David's, Rachel, I'm with you. Right. And he's totally fine with that. He was like, I'll just get him gift cards or something. And I know he so appreciates it. And I'm like, I think we've come to a completion. We're done.
Yeah, and it's so good job, Willow. Good job, Willow. It's so good though, because like if Willow was just like walking around talking to herself about that, like she'd just be making cookies for the rest of her life, not really wanting to make cookies. And that's part of where being in communication with your boundaries and being able to say them is going to be the thing that really like changes things. Okay. All right, we'll do this. Get into a comfortable seat. We're going to do a little vision work. Anything that feels comfortable for you. It'll be short, so don't worry about sitting for too long. And just close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Let yourself get grounded into whatever you're sitting on. Feel yourself rooting down and settling in. Take a breath in and let a breath out. And start to see a picture for this holiday season that feels peaceful, that feels easy. See a picture that has joy. And in this picture of that ease and that peace and that joy, notice who's there with you. Notice what is around you, like where you are physically. And as you see this picture for yourself, what are the things that you're drawing close to you? Who are the people that you're drawing close to you? What experiences are you drawing close? Let yourself experience and see really clearly what there is to see and experience. Are there certain things that you can detect in your senses, like smells? Are there experiences you can feel, like coziness? With everything that you see and can experience and feel, start to pull that close to you, like it already belongs to you. Take a deep breath in. Give a breath out. Let that picture continue to become crystal clear. And take 3 full body breaths. And when you're ready, blink your eyes open. Okay, good. So do this. We're going to just take 60 seconds and you're going to write down anything that you want to write down from that. Anything that you want to write down to make sure that you remember, to really solidify it. And then we're going to take a few shares so you guys can share with each other and speak it out loud into existence, the thing that you saw that you want to bring forth. Okay, that was about 60 seconds. Okay, so who would like to share with the group? What did you see? What's the picture that you are holding for yourself? What's the vision? Anything that you want to share at all is great. And who would like to go first? Yeah, Alicia, and then Bertha.
Old school hand raising.
Yes.
Okay. I wrote a combination of just like sort of feelings and then also like actual things I was envisioning for like Christmas Day specifically. So as at the top of my list always of anything I do is ease, slow pace and flow, gratitude and generosity. So gratitude for the things that we have and the experiences that we have, and then looking for opportunities to sort of gift generosity to other people. Harmony and lightness, no politics talk, quality time and exploring. We're going to be in a new location. We're going to Costa Rica for Christmas, so it'll be kind of completely different. And with that, I put a blend of our traditions and what we love about the Christmas season with immersing ourselves in new cultural experiences. And for the actual vision, I just like kind of went directly to Christmas morning. I wrote a Christmas morning beach walk with special hot chocolate. My girls have been asking for hot chocolate because we have been living in the tropics for the last 4 months. And so we haven't had any hot chocolate. So they're like, we really would love hot chocolate. So I'm like, I'm going to get them some freaking hot chocolate and we're going to go do a morning walk when they wake up at 5 a.m. Girls in Christmas pajamas. I got them little Christmas pajamas. That's something that I grew up doing. And I wanted to carry that tradition. I have carried that tradition forward and wanted to make sure that we did it this year as well. And then the big one that really stood out for me was like, as we are opening gifts, that it's really slow and experiential. And it's not this like maniacal, like opening all these presents frenetically. And I really want there to be a moment, an opportunity for gratitude. And I mean, we're not getting any gifts, but like for my children. So opening Christmas gifts in the morning, slowly and playing with them upon each one, upon opening each one. And just really soaking in the moment of gratitude for what they are receiving. We didn't do any Santa letters this year. I didn't want them necessarily asking for anything. I wanted them to just be really grateful for what they are receiving. Plus we travel full time, so I can't like get them a huge My Little Pony house that I knew they would ask Santa for. So yeah, just ease and gratitude and harmony.
I love that. A beach walk does sound so nice with hot chocolate and magical, and like what a like core memory for them to have. Thanks for sharing that, Alicia.
Yeah, thanks for the prompt.
Yeah.
Thanks. Elizabeth.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Bertha.
Okay, well, I could totally picture myself being at the beach with you, Alicia, as you were sharing. So thanks for that. So what I was seeing for myself and during this vision exercise was like a quiet morning with just my husband. And this is our first year in our new space. So like just getting to have like our fireplace on and the two of us being together and like really like this quiet space, because it's been chaos the last couple of years when it comes to Christmas with my family, and just getting to be warm and cozy and snuggling on the couch and watching office reruns and just making it very simple and not complicated at all. And it's just us. So that's what I was seeing for myself.
I love that. It sounds really nice. Do you have the list of all of the Office Christmas episodes?
I don't, but I'm sure my husband does because he literally watches it every day. All the time.
Okay, well, I will send it to you on Instagram just in case he doesn't have it. It just popped up onto my time hop today. Like,
oh, perfect.
yeah,
because that's usually our go-to thing that we'll both watch, and regardless of whatever's happening, that's always the go-to thing.
I love it. Sounds perfect. Thanks for sharing that. Okay. Good. So now you have a picture of what you want. There's that clarity. Everyone got to something, yes? Saw something? Okay, good. So there's the clarity of that and what that provides. And when we can start to have that clarity, and when we see the picture and we know that we want walks on the beach and we want, you know, coziness and office reruns, then we can start to ask for those things. We can start to speak about those things. We can request and make the things that we want known to other people, because the thing is, it's not really up to other people to know what we want when we don't know. Like when my kids are like, I'm hungry, I want to eat something. I'm like, great, what do you want? They're like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, I don't know either. I also don't know what you want to eat and I can't decide. So you have to tell me so that I can get it for you, right? It's the same thing here. People don't know what we want until we can say it, till we can get clear. And so that's where we can start to create those boundaries, where we start to bring those things close to us. So who would like to share some of the things, just like quick, you could like put it in the chat or pop on and share. What are some of the things that you're pulling in and bringing close to you? So one of the things that Nancy shared about was health. So what are the things that you're pulling in now? What are the things that you're drawing to you in this season? Rest and relaxation. Good. What else? Collaboration. Yes. What else? Gratitude.
I'm putting so much
lightness.
stuff in the chat. I'm getting so much out of this for myself. I'm like, this, I want this, I want that.
Nancy, what's the second word you put in?
I did it again. Creativity.
Oh, creativity. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't know that other word.
Yeah.
Okay, creativity,
Yeah.
gratitude and lightness, being okay with not having to do it all. Yes. Moments of one-to-one connection. Yes. Connection and intimacy, connection, sense of humor. Yes, the love of those who have passed. Yeah, remembering those people. Simplicity, no plans, fun and health, space for a mental reset.
Mhm.
Yeah, so good. So good.
Mhm. Yeah, that's beautiful. The simplicity in which y'all just encapsulated it is one of the intentions that we have. But it's like, what's really at the essence of what you want to feel? Because many of y'all know that have been in the Lightyear community a while. Sometimes the vision turns out as planned and sometimes it doesn't. Right. And the point of having a vision is for that feeling and sensation to come back here so you know what it feels like. So no matter what actually ends up happening, you've got something to guide you in making whatever promises, requests, adjustments, plans you need to make or want to make. So that's the next piece that we're going into is communicating about what you want and doing it from that place of love, unconditional love. So at Lightyear, we have a principle. It's a foundational principle for me and in my experience, everyone, for communicating from a place of love. And that principle is called I am and you are. Many of y'all who are personal legacy graduates have dived deep. I always forget the past tense of dove, divin, dived. Is that right? Dived deep. I don't know. It's a tricky one.
It's dived.
Dived. Thank you. This
Yes.
doesn't sound quite right.
I don't
right?
think dove. No,
Anyhow,
that's not right.
you know what I mean. So you've dived or you've dove deep into this one. And if you haven't, if you do personal legacy with or vision and goals upcoming with Jenny, you'll dig deep into it as you start to discern what's important to you and what might be important to other people and not actually you anymore. So the principle is really as simple as I just articulated it. It is I am and you are. It means that we are two different people having two different experiences. Both of the experiences are real. Both of the experiences are valid. And the only person whose experience you are responsible for is you. And do you know why? Because you actually can't be responsible for anyone else's experience anyways. It's actually impossible. We think, oh, I got to manage this person's experience. You have no control over someone else's experience. The best way to positively influence someone's experience is to come from love. And the only way that you can do that is by being responsible for your own experience. To Jenny's point, we see it all over the place. People are walking around frustrated, angry, resentful because they're not taking personal responsibility for creating the lives that they want. So one of the things that I got clear on as Jenny led us through that vision exercise is I've got this year, I'm so excited. We're hosting Christmas at my house this year. And my parents are coming from Philadelphia. And Justin's parents, my husband's parents, live in Houston. where I live. And my kids live in Houston, where I also live. So we'll all be together. And my family traditions around Christmas and my family legacies around Christmas and money are very different than Justin's family traditions and legacies around the holidays and also finances. And that can be a point of tension for me when I feel like they need to be at odds with each other. Right? Like when it's an either or, rather than just taking responsibility for creating what I want now. Now, I put creativity and collaboration in the chat because that's something that I am envisioning is really clearly and from love communicating and co-creating what I want and we want to create together. Now, also in addition to hosting Justin's parents and my parents, I also don't like cook, and I also don't like, there's just a lot of traditional house like stuff I don't do. So it'll also involve me really being collaboration with everyone. So it feels like it's something that I can take on with my life. So anyhow, creativity and collaboration are right there. And it wasn't the area I was focusing on until this call. Except there was one thing that I was sharing with Jenny earlier that I did earlier this week that has supported me in feeling really, really at ease. So a few years ago, Justin and I had just moved into a brand new house and we had invested in that, and we didn't want to spend a lot of money on Christmas gifts for everyone that we knew. So we decided to, be a little more conservative in our gift giving. And that's always my preference anyhow. That's my preference anyhow, is to give different types of gifts or, have different experiences around simply just buying things. So we decided to do that. And Justin's parents have a very different, and Justin's family have a very different way of, engaging with Christmas. They're like, all the gifts. I mean, Justin, some of y'all know Justin. He's just awesome. He's so good at knowing what he wants. He's one of the most fun people in the whole world, like all year long. So Justin is 43 years old. All year long, Justin's like, oh, I'm putting that on my Christmas list. I'm like, what? It doesn't even cross my mind to even have a Christmas list. My parents were never like, hey, what do you want for Christmas? They were kind of just like, here's what you're getting. And like, like that. So Justin's like all year. And he also can, this is one of my favorite things about Justin. He cannot stand getting practical things for presents. He's like, no, I'm like, oh yeah, why don't we just wait? I'll get that for Christmas. It's like a vacuum. I'm like, we're going to spend money. Like, let's just do, he's like, a vacuum for Christmas? Are you kidding me? It's like, you need clothes, you need toys, you need like, anyhow. And I'm just like, so practical. I'm like, no. One gift only. And it better, serve us all year long for the rest of our lives. So Justin's family's in that camp and I'm in this camp. So we didn't get Justin's parents anything that year for Christmas, but we didn't communicate it well. So they ended up being pretty like upset by the missed communication. So since then, I've been in somewhat of a reaction, like, okay, the only way to make them happy is every year to just buy them a bunch of crap. So they'll be like, here's my list of everything that I want, and we just go get it for them. And that's been like my coping strategy since, which has not been effective. So what we did this year, Justin, we were in the kitchen and Justin said, we got to go get my mom some stuff for Christmas. And I was like, we're in a similar position that we were years ago, that it's actually not a responsible decision for me right now to be spending excess money, especially for people who could go buy themselves anything that they wanted at any time and actually wouldn't want for us to spend money that wasn't correct for us to spend. I know Justin's parents don't actually want that. So I said, babe, do you think that you would be able to call your mom and say, hey, I know this is the way that we've done Christmas in the past. And this year, this is our commitment at a financial level. So this is the budget that we're working with. And we're going to spend exactly this amount of money on you, on dad, on Nancy's mom, and on Nancy's dad. That's what we're going to, and I just want to set that expectation and say that ahead of time so you can, and is there anything that you want to say about that? And she was totally great about it. She was totally great about it. So now we've got that expectation set, and we can still get her a few things. Because in my mind, it was like, we have to shower Justin's mom. This is like the anti-vision I have, right? We got to shower Justin's mom with gifts and then give nothing to my mom, because she would be like, don't get me anything. And we'd all be sitting together and I'd be like, this is so weird. Right? So now we're setting the expectation and we're co-creating, and it feels so much better. Now, I was saying to Jenny earlier when we were chatting about this, the thing that feels good about it to me is that I'm valuing what is my responsibility right now, which is taking care of my family and honoring my values and what's most important to me. When Justin had the conversation with his mom, he reported back that she was awesome. And that's awesome. Of course, that's my preference, that she's like happy and thrilled. And, there's also the possibility that she's not, and either way, that would be okay. Because I can't manage her experience, and that's not my job. Now, here's what is also not responsible when it comes to setting boundaries. If I set a boundary or make a request and I let her know, hey, this is what we're going to do, and then she's upset with me, if I'm upset with her about being upset with me, then that's not a boundary. Do y'all see that? So my job is to love her no matter what her reaction or response is. And this is for anyone in my life with any boundary. So I am, you are, is I get to have my experience. You can have yours. And I love you unconditionally. Now, remember, I'm just going to circle back to what I said at the beginning of the call in case, if it's a bigger picture boundaries conversation. You can set a boundary with someone and not talk to them again and still have that quality of love for that person and their possibility and who they really are, independent of their actions. Okay, so that is the purpose of a boundary. So you get to stay connected to the love within you, and it doesn't get, like, here's my Stanley Cup. Oh, Jenny, that's what you were talking about when you said, Jenny sent me a message on the Zoom the other day, and she goes, did you get a Stanley Cup? And I was like, what? I thought she meant like a Stanley Cup, like, from
Like their award.
hockey. Isn't that what you win at the
Sorry,
end?
we're just coming on full circle on this
Yeah.
conversation.
So, and I was like, I
Yes,
was
the
like, I have
Stanley Cup.
literally no idea what you're talking about. Did I get a Stanley Cup? I thought she meant the statue. Anyhow, so if this had a hole in it, it would be leaking, right? So when we are resentful, resentment, doubt, frustration, judgment, all those things are the leak that let all our love and our unconditional love out. Luckily, all we need to do is patch it up, and our love is self-renewing and self-generating. Okay. So the next step with your boundaries is to have your I am, you are, and make any request that you need to make any promise that you need to make. But here's the other thing, is sometimes that communication is simply an inform. It's not a request. It's just, hey, this is it. This is what I'm doing. And sometimes it is a request and an invitation for collaboration. There's just different ways to be in communication. And the most important thing is that you are in communication from that boundary of I am and you are. Okay, so I'd love to hear from at least one person, either what you're hearing for this in yourself, for yourself, the relationship with communication and I am, you are, or if you're hearing what it is that you're going to need to communicate to be able to have your vision for the holidays. Yeah, Alicia. Again,
I'm sorry to be a mic hog, but
you're not. You're doing this. You're wonderful contribution.
What you shared, I think it just really helped land I am, you are for me in a different way, and I'd love your opinion on this. because as I was creating my vision of like, oh, my kids are opening their gifts and they're just beyond elated and expressing gratitude for everything. They're 3 and 5. Okay. So what I'm having in the back of my mind is like, I got to release expectations or any judgment of potential disappointment that I have in their response. Right.
Yes.
So, but how do I communicate that to them? Like what my hope or goal or what my vision is for their response to gifts that they get. Again, they are 3 and 5. So I would just love your take on that, especially because you also have kids, young kids.
Yeah. What a great, I mean, Jen, aren't you thinking about Dr. Becky right now? So what I would offer in this particular instance, and what I found through learning more about child psychology and all the principles you're learning here at Lightyear, is that like kids and children were just, I mean, adults and children were not that different.
Yeah.
And so the intention of having the vision is to know what you want to feel. And what you want to feel is that experience of gratitude.
Yes.
Right. So, and you want your kids, of course, to be able to experience that. So what I would offer is that knowing that the way kids are, which is that they've just got big emotions and big feelings and don't quite have the capacity to be discerning and deciding all the time, right? Their emotions are really big and can kind of take over, is that the best way to teach it is to be it.
Yeah. For sure.
Right? Now that you've got that vision, it's like you actually get to create the container of the experience of gratitude. So you'll probably need to decide ahead of time that like, yeah, I'm going to be grateful for the meltdowns. I'm going to be grateful for, right, this, like the whole, right, that so that you can embody that gratitude and demonstrate it in moments also when people are calm. So they've got that to rely on. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that definitely lands for sure. I think, gratitude's a core value of mine. So I exude it a lot and I'm quite vocal about it, especially around my kids. And because I just want it to rub off on them, I suppose. But I also know that they don't have filters. Little kids don't have filters. And if they open it and it sucks, it won't be. They're going to be like, oh man, this sucks. Right. So I want to be able to I want to have the gratitude where they might not be able to. I guess that also, like, that comes up for me. Like, I can hold the gratitude for the ability to provide them with things and the experiences and whatnot, and just, express gratitude for everything. So yeah, that definitely helps.
Yeah. And you are their environment. You are the food they're eating, the water they're drinking, the things they're breathing. So as you provide that environment, they're going to be taking it into their being, and that's going to be what they grow up inside of and have Christmas inside of.
Thank you.
So,
yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Jenny, you want to land us for our evening?
Yeah. Well, the last little bit, it's just going to be real quick. The last little bit is really like, where can you create space to recharge this season? And that recharging can look a lot of ways. It could look like a 5-minute phone call with a friend. It could look like a workout. It could look like a walk. It could look like a bath. It could look like so many things. And that, there is need for recharging when you're going more, you're doing more, you're around more people. Think about your phone. Your phone has to be recharged every day. If you're using your phone a lot, it probably has to be recharged more than one time. Maybe unless you have a new iPhone and then it has a longer battery power. I don't know. But if you're using your phone a lot, you're using yourself a lot, and you're really out there, to give yourself that time and space, and to not even consider do I deserve it? Do I not deserve it? To just be like, I have to have this. I have to recharge. It's something that I need. And to give yourself that as part of what you're creating in your vision and with your boundaries. And that just needs to be communicated with whoever you need to communicate it with, and inform, like Nancy said. Okay, so we've got just a couple minutes left, and I want to share with y'all Well, to say thank you for coming. I'm so glad that you did. I hope that this has been beneficial for you and that you're really leaving with an opportunity to see something new, to consider something new. Maybe you're like, I don't know how to do this. I still don't know how to like talk to somebody or have this kind of conversation, but that you could at least see that it's possible and see that there's another way, that you really maybe got a shift in perspective even. Thank you for being here and for your listening and your contribution and your sharing in the chat and all of that. We're so grateful that you came. Next month, starting January 23rd, I'm leading a Vision and Goals course through the Lightyear Hub. And it's a really amazing course that is really going to set you up for your year. Like if you're ready to take off in 2023, this is the course that you need to be in. If you're ready for something new, if you want to start saying something new, if you're ready for anything exciting and wonderful, this is the course that you need to be in. So we start January 23rd. If you sign up for that course by Friday, I have a coupon code for you to get $100 off. And I would love for you to come do this course with me. It is going to be life-changing. I'm also leading a workshop in January. And that workshop is called Expand Your Self-Trust. This is going to be another free workshop for you. And really, if you're looking for an opportunity to expand trusting yourself, like if you have the experience of not trusting yourself, like you say you're going to do something and then you don't do it, if you're looking to upgrade that relationship, come to this workshop. I'm going to send a follow-up email with this recording and with all of that information to you tomorrow. And I hope to see you in something soon. We loved being here with y'all today, and it was so fun getting to lead with you, Nancy, again. And that is it. That is our workshop for today, our call. So thank you so much. Have a great holiday season. Go do this work. That's the last thing. Go do this work. Go make a difference for yourself. Go have the life and the holiday season that you want, and go take care of yourself. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you both so much. Thank you, everybody. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Willow. Bye,
Bye.
Rachel. Bye, Allison.
Bye, everybody.
Christy. Bye, Colette.